You have about 5 minutes.
So should we just send this to your messenger?
Yes, that would be great. Yeah, please send it to me through Messenger. No need to upload on the Moodle. Those who have submitted your translation, please, I want you to look at lesson 30, please. Okay.
Professor?
Yeah.
I didn't bring my phone, but I'm in ARC, so can I just go to your office to submit?
Sure. Yeah, it's okay. I'm in my office right now.
Thank you.
Professor?
Yeah.
I cannot upload my translation quiz on Moodle. Can I send it straight to you on Messenger?
Yes, that's what I want.
Okay.
Okay.
This is question with 3 verbs and the 4th verb. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. All right. You want to submit this one as it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Am I supposed to then return this one to you later?
Later.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I think perhaps like on Thursday, Friday, it's also okay.
Sorry, so where do you want us to go? What do you want us
Lesson
to look at?
30.
Sure.
You've got 1 minute. All right. Time's up. Please submit the quiz right now. Okay. Okay, as I said, time's up, please. I know that we are confused.
Sir, can I send
yeah.
it through Messenger? I
Yes,
cannot
yes.
find. Okay.
Yeah. I told you we are confused, and good news and bad news. Bad news is it's just the start. It's just the beginning. Okay. Good news, we can do it. Don't worry. Okay. Just do your study and do your job, then it'll be okay. And it is meant to be getting harder. Actually, as I told you, Hebrew is really a difficult part to understand because there are a lot of things. Why is it so much hard? Uh, because after learning all those indicators of different forms, prefix, affix, infinitive, and participle, what else? Prefix, affix, infinitive construct, participle. Is there any
Imperative.
imperative, right? So we are supposed to learn all those things, right? And then we need to deal with those forms in relation to weak verbs, because having weak verbs, they do have their own unique indicators. So we are supposed to remember or at least be familiar with those indicators. And then we had only two stems in Hebrew 1, Kal and Piel. And in Hebrew 3, we are going to deal with other stems. That means dealing with new stem, that we need to deal with new indicators for every forms again. Can you imagine? We have just dealt with two stems, and mainly Kal, but now we are dealing with the Hebrew, and then you are learning about different indicators for prefix form Hebrew and affix form Hebrew, imperative. Plus, you need to separately deal with, weak verbs, hollow verbs, and it's. I need to say crazy. I know. And to be honest, it's impossible for us to memorize everything. That's why, in Hebrews 3 and 4, you will be allowed to use your verb chart. But why is it important for us to study those things? The question is why? In fact, you can be relying on the help of Bible works and Bible reference software. But the thing is, you need to really understand how it works. And even when you are using this verb chart, you cannot really, check every single thing here. So looking at, let's say, one Hebrew sentence, and you need to try to analyze one verb there, then you cannot really try to see everything here. Instead, you need to know, which page and what specific area I need to look at. This is what you need to do. Because as I said, like the way you did today, you will not be given, a lot of time for your translation quiz. You need to know how to do it. So that's all about what we are doing. Okay. So don't complain like my daughters, and they're always saying, why am I supposed to learn algebra, equations, and we do have calculators, and even Bixby and Sherry can let me know the answer. AI. Okay. Let me do my best in helping you to understand what we have studied. Uh, I will just. By the way, do you have any question regarding what you have studied so far? Let me just give you my explanation, summary so far. Well, let me ask you this question. Why is this so hard for you to memorize all those things? Maybe, perhaps, Where are you? No. Let me move. Okay. Sorry, taking some time. Still. Actually, you are supposed to know all the indicators of different forms. Okay, don't be confused between stem and forms. There are still some students who are confused in terms of stems and forms. So you need to know what are the differences between stems and form. As I said, stems, how many stems have we studied so far? Very easy. You need to choose one stem out of 3. So when you are supposed to put the stem, then the possibility of getting the right answer is 33.3333333. Why? Because you have 3. Kal, PL, and Hifil, right? So then how are you going to distinguish the differences among them? Actually, Kal is what we have studied in Hebrew 1, and then Hifil is what we are dealing with. Okay, so in terms of the indicator of PL, then it's quite obvious because we are expecting a dot, which is dagesh forte where? In the middle, right? So then the question is now let's turn our attention to the indicators of Hifil. So then Hifil, you have, what do we expect in terms of the most important indicator for Hifil stems?
Hey.
Yeah, definite, not definite article here, the letter he. Okay, so in terms of, let me do this. How many forms have you studied? Let's do this. The first one is prefix, affix.
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 The second one is
Imperative.
prefix. And third one is imperative.
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 And then,
Infinitive.
okay, infinitive construct. And then,
Excuse me, Professor.
sorry?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I think we saw just a whiteboard.
Yeah, whiteboard.
Are you writing something on it?
Yeah, right. Can you see? What about
Yeah.
others? No.
No.
Okay. Let me do it again then. What's wrong? What about now?
Yes, we can see it now.
See.
Okay. Let me do this again. Okay. As I said, the first one is affix. The second one is prefix. And the third one is imperative.
Imperative.
And then infinitive construct. And then
Participle.
participle. All right, good. And then we are, come on. We need to deal with this in terms of stands. The first, oh, come on. You can't do this. Where are you? Whiteboard, come on. This is. Let me do it again. Okay, praise God. Okay, the first one is Kai, and then we need to deal with Hifil. What did I do? Commentary. Okay, affix. I don't really want to spend much time explaining about the car, but just you are supposed to know everything. Okay, let me just directly go into Hifil. Okay, what do we expect in terms of Hifil affix form? And as you said, we are going to expect he, and then we haven't dealt with this yet, and yet this one. Okay, just let's focus on what we have studied. Affix form. Then, of course, we are going to have the root letters, and at the same time, the specific indicators like affix pronoun. What is it? Nothing, a, ta, tu, ti, u, tem, tem, nu. So those things are still working. So there is no difference at all. So the most important thing we need to pay attention to is the preformative he. So the presence of he. So it comes with what? Specific vowel. It is called Hifil. So the ordinary expectation is
Hirek.
Hirek. Actually, he. So it's supposed to be he. Are you following me?
Yes.
And then you will be able to see Hirek Yod where between the second and then third letters, but it's not working all the time. Why? Because this one only works for the third person. Am I right? So you cannot really say that, oh, I'm expecting he and then Hirek Yod for the indicators of Hifil. Then you will be in trouble because sometimes you will not be able to see Hirek Yod. So if I were you, then I will just say he is the most important indicator that you are expecting all the time. All right. And then if you see Hirek Yod between the second and third root letters, then praise the Lord, that is a confirmation. But do not rely on the second clue. Are you following me?
Yes.
All right. So Hirek and then he is the most important thing. And what about then imperative? He comes with what? Do you remember? Pata. And then another thing that you need to remember is this. Imperative form is many times identical to infinitive construct. So when you have the possibility of imperative form, then you always need to think about infinitive construct. So what I'm saying is infinitive construct also comes with pata. Now, very easy. If you see he in the beginning, then what is it? Affix form Hifil. Hifil affix form. Are you following me? Okay. Please nod your head like Sharon. That's encouraging me. Okay. And then if you have pata under the he, then that should be what? Imperative or infinitive construct. Okay. Now, when you are dealing with each lesson, the PowerPoints, then everything is confusing. So that's why it is so much important for you to have the summary of your studies so that you can focus on the what is the important contents, the material. Otherwise, the more you study Hebrew, the more you'll be getting confused, I'm sure. So this is the secret of surviving Hebrew too. So you need to have your own summary note in terms of the indicators, okay, of different stands and different forms. Okay, let's move on. Then why is that you are confused? Because you need to deal with different verbs, such as hollow verbs and first noon verbs, and then what else so far? I think that's it, right? And having these weak verbs, it'll take different indicator again. But praise the Lord, the preformative he will work. Although you may have different another vowel pointing under the preformative he. Okay, let's talk about hollow verb. Okay, he feel, and then don't be confused as if this is another stem. I'm just dealing with he feel stem, but I want to deal with just the he feel stem in relation to the weak verb hollow verb. Why? Because the hollow verb is confusing. Okay, in terms of a hollow verb, he feel a fixed form. Then what do we expect? What indicator do we expect?
세례.
Sorry?
세례.
Right. Cere. And are we supposed to say hirek yod between the second and third?
Yes.
You can say that, but it doesn't work all the time, as I say. It only works for the third persons. Okay? Third, masculine, singular, third, feminine, singular, and then what? Third, and what else?
Three common plural.
Yes,
common
three common plural. It's not 3M or 3FPL. We have only C. Okay, anyway, what I'm saying is this hidden yod only comes for the third persons. That's what you need to remember, okay? So when you see hidden yod between the second and third, then that's a confirmation. But it's not a, what is a 100% reliable indicator for Hifil stem. Anyway, let's move on. So hidden yod. And then what about imperative form? Oh, actually, we are not supposed to have the second component. This one will be turned to what? Hirek yod. Okay, then let's move on. What about imperative form? He comes with what?
바타.
Is it pata? Okay, this one is coming with pata. And this one comes with only two remaining letters. I think you can take a look at your verb chart as well on page 441 if you have your textbook with you. And then I sent to you the soft copy of this verb chart. We are dealing with the field. So now, if you look at page 441, then you can see that this one comes with comments. So in other words, as the indicator of infinitive construct, that you are going to have he again, comments. That's it. So now this is what we have studied. But apart from this, we need to also remember another thing. Because when it comes to other PGN for hollow verb fix, you will not have tere. This tere only works for what? Again,
third,
the third persons. In other words, 3MSG, 3FSG, and the 3CPL will only take tere under the hair. So you need to know then what specific vowel points are we going to have for other PGN, like second persons and first persons. That's what? Composite. Are you following me? That's it. This is everything that you have studied. Although you are confused right now, if you pay attention to all those core of the previous lessons, then you will be able to survive so far. How can we? Let's remember one more time. How am I going to remember this? Tere is the indicators. He together with tere, they are the indicators of hollow verb, hifid affix form. Why? Because the second root letter is becoming to hirek yod. So there is a change in the root letter. So then we need to expect a compensation for that. That's why hirek becomes tere. Are you following me? Okay. So not only tere, but when you have second person or first persons, then you will have composite shua with shua and pata. Okay, then I think you can just remember this. Okay, shua is like this, and then this one moves like this. Okay, this one still moves like this. Are you looking at me? Okay, so then there is still a similarity. So if you have hair and then two dots, whether this one or this one, then that's still what? They are the indicators of okay. So Adele, do you need to go? Okay, please go ahead. All right, so let me move on. So this is it. So don't try to memorize everything. Just yeah, focus on all the summaries of those indicators. Then that's it. Now let me ask you this question again. I'm going to erase this. Hey, look at me. Let's do this. Okay, we have dealt with Hifil. Okay, what do you expect? Just unmute yourself and just said, let's just have intact interaction right now. Okay, let's start. The first most outstanding indicator for Hifil stem, then you need to start with what? Letter he. Okay, then depending on what kind of verbs and what kind of forms we have, we may have different types of vowel pointing under the he. So for the affixed form, which is the most basic form, then it comes with what? He. Why? Because it is called he feel. Are you following me? But if you have hollow verb, then he becomes what? He. Right. He with tere. Not only tere, if you have second person or third person, then you are going to have this tere goes like this, and then pata. So composite shua is also the indicator of a fixed form. Are you following me? Okay. Then as strong verb, we have he. And what about the imperative and infinitive construct for he feel? Strong verb. And what vowel point do you expect? Pata. He and pata. Great, you're doing a good job. What about that hello verb? Imperative and infinitive. Comments. That's it. Very, very, what is it? It's not really a lot to memorize. So far, You're okay. Then let's look at the file, the picture that I sent to you through the
Really sound
messenger.
easy.
Very easy, huh?
The way you make it, the way you break it down or summarize it, yeah.
Yeah. Don't be afraid of our friend. It's not our enemy. Okay, Hebrew is our friend. Don't be afraid of it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, one more thing. There was one thing that might be confusing. What is it? Interrogative he. Because interrogative he comes with what? Composite schwa. As I said, composite schwa is another indicator of what? Hello verb infinitive construct. Hello verb affixed form for second person and first person. Are you following me? Then how are you going to see the difference between them? The question is, how are you going to recognize whether he with composite schwa is for a fixed form or interrogative? Very simple. Why? Because hello verb will take what? Look at your hello verb chart again. And then when you have composite schwa, then that's for second person and the first person. And then they will take always hirek yod. Because hello verb will take hirek yod, missing the second root letter. Are you following me? But interrogative can be used together with other stems or even for he-feel stems. So the indicator is this. If you don't have the middle root letter and hirek yod, then that's for he-feel stem. So it's not interrogative. Are you following me? Anyway, we will just deal with this. So don't be confused. Okay, let me say, if you want to see the difference between interrogative he, composite schwa, and then of a hello verb affixed form, then pay attention to the second root letter. If you have hirek yod, or if you miss the second root letter, then that's for he-feel. Are you following me? If you have interrogative he together with a verb that takes no change at all, then it's most likely it is what? Interrogative he. Because the interrogative he is not stem, it's not form, it's just a question. Okay, it doesn't affect any form, any stem. Are you following me? But the he composite schwa as for hello verb affixed form, that's specific for he-feel stem and affixed form. That's the difference. But anyway, this is a practice. Let's look at page 157. And if you don't have your textbook with you, you can just take a look at the picture that I sent you. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, one more thing. Before we do this, I think we didn't appear as the part of a main lesson, but there is another indicator in terms of our points under the he. If we have first guttural, do you understand what I'm saying? First guttural, the verbs that start with guttural letters like ayin, aleph. Are you following me? Then that will take another vowel point, especially for he-feel stem. It comes with segol. Segol. That's it. Have you studied this one before? Segol. Okay, just remember this. Okay. Why? Because the first guttural will affect the sound. Now, how many vowel points have you studied in terms of the specific indicators under the he, one dot, and then tsere, he, okay, for hello verb. and then compositio, okay, and then pata for imperative form, and then pata becomes kamets for what? Hello verb for imperative. Are you following me? The chart that I gave you plus sego. Sego is indicating what?
Guttural.
Guttural, a fixed form. If you look at page 434, your verb chart, and it says it. But that's for a fixed form only. And you can even have pata still for imperative form. But in this case, you don't need to worry about it. Why? Because he with the pata refers to imperative or infinitive construct. So having the first guttural letter, first guttural verb, it will only affect the indicator of a fixed form. So if you have sego, then just to think about a fixed form, he feel. Are you following me?
Yes.
If you have he and pata, that's for what? Just imperative, he feel. That's it. Okay, then let's look at this. The first one. We have he, and then the verb akal, and the specific ending tem. So utem ten nu, right? Nothing at tatuti utem ten nu. So you can see that this is one must be what? A fixed form, the ending. Okay? And then what about the he? It tells us the stem. This one is hifil. And what about sego? Oh, this one is first guttural. That's why it is taking sego. That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
I like the sounds of okay, Sam.
Sorry, I forgot to mute. Sorry, Professor.
No, it's okay. I like it. You know, I that's encouraging me. Sounds like you're understanding. Let's move on to the lights. Look at this. We have the first one, he. We are dealing with he. Okay? He refers to what? Hifil stem. Praise the Lord. Don't be confused. Oh, I have he. Then put hifil stem. So easy. You know, the reason why I told you we have two mountains is because Diffa will take he in the beginning. That's why it's crazy. And that is another, it's just like Mount Himalaya. If you overcome the Nifa, then it will be done. So, okay. So he can come with what? Pata. And then is this for what? Must be imperative or infinitive construct. And you figure out what kind of verb you have. Ana, ra. So, na ending is what? Have you studied na?
Imperative.
Imperative.
FPL.
And then it refers to na, please. But anyway, just do not pay attention to it. I think we are almost done. So let me just quickly highlight. See, what is this for? Comments under the he. That must be hello, he feel, imperative, or infinitive construct. Are you following me? One more time. Ha, together with the pata, can be for what?
Imperative or infinitive.
Imperative or infinitive construct. Ha, he feel, imperative or infinitive construct. He must be what? A fixed form. He feels them. We have compositio. That's for what?
Second and first person.
It's hello verb.
Hello verb.
Hello
Cere under the hair must be hello verb. And it goes like this and this in a fixed form. He feel. Hello verb. So everything is he, ha, he, Let's look at this. What is this for? Cere under the hair must be a fixed form. He feel. Are you following me? And lastly, this one. ha together with pata must be imperative or infinitive construct. But why do we have a star here? Because we have first guttural letter. Yeah, anyway, so actually we this one is following, it falls into double weak verb, the first guttural and the third he. So we have double, components which are not the strong sound. So somehow it affects the sound. But anyway, don't be confused, because even he with the pata refers to what? Imperative or infinitive construct. So that's it. So now let's summarize one more time. If you have he, preformative he in the beginning, then what does it mean? You have he feels them, and then depending on what specific vowel point under the he, you will determine what specific form you have. If you have hirek, then that's most likely a fixed he feels. If you have tsere, then think about it. If you have to see whether or not you have a hollow verb, because that is indicator of he feel hollow affix. Are you following me? And then this tsere goes like this, and this same hollow verb affix. What about you if you have sego? Then that is also a fixed form for first guttural. If you have pata or comments under the preformative he, then that must be what? Imperative or infinitive construct. That's it. Okay. So after memorizing this, then you will be able to see how it works. Okay. So prioritize this summary note and then try to analyze the given verbs. Is it okay? Yes. Getting clearer? Okay, yes. This is what you need to do. One more time. You need to have your own summary notes like this. Okay. So then I'm sure that we are going to be able to deal with this in details later. Okay. So sorry about the 4 minutes. And then once again, great to be back and great to see you again, Hebrew scholars. Come on, don't give up and let's enjoy Hebrew class. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
God bless.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, sir.